This episode of the TJump podcast is brought to you by you. If you value this content, please consider supporting the channel.
Today we're debating whether or not Tom knows anything, and we're starting right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are thrilled to have you here for another epic debate. This is going to be a fun one, folks, as tonight we are debating a question we've all wondered for so long. whether or not TJump knows anything. Just kidding. Let me tell you. First, couple of things. One, I woke up this morning and I have to say, no joke, Tom. You guys won't believe me. I was thinking, I am so thankful, for real, because Tom and I have worked together closely for about a year and a half. And I'm not just saying this to say it. I have never had any sort of lapse of trust in Tom. I've got to hand it to him. You have to give credit where it's due. Tom is one of the most trustworthy people. I've got to say, I'm really thankful to have worked with Tom. Godless Girl as well. I've never had any issues of trust with her either, but we've only worked together a few months. In the time that I've worked with Tom, we've worked a lot and traveled together, all sorts of stuff. So I just have to say, I am so thankful for Tom, and so it'll be an exciting debate, folks. And want to let you know as well, if it's your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button as we have many more debates coming up. So, for example, tomorrow afternoon, an evolution debate between Standing for Truth on one team with his partner John Maddox against Team Skeptic and Fight the Flat Earth on the other team. So that should be juicy. And want to let you know, both of the speakers are linked in the description. I think I'm a little bit behind on that, so I'm linking them right now. And that way, if you want to hear more, you can click on those links and hear plenty more from our guests that we have tonight, as we're really thankful to have both of our guests. Just so you know, in case you did know, Godless, we did just lose your cam. But want to let you know as well, folks, if you happen to have a question for the Q&A, fire that old question into the live chat, and it'll make it easier for me if you tag me with @ModernDayDebate to be sure that I get every single question in that Q&A list. Also, Super Chat is an option. If you want to do a Super Chat, all you have to do is fire it into the old live chat as well, and it also gives you the opportunity to make a comment toward one of the speakers. And it'll push your question or comment to the top of the list for the Q&A. So we are going to jump into this, having our guest Godless Girl go first, followed by Tom. This is our standard format of flexible 10-minute openings, followed by an hour of open conversation, and finally 30 minutes of Q&A. Want to let you know, thank you, both Godless Girl and TJump. Want to say thank you very much. We appreciate you guys being here. It's a true pleasure to have you.
Thank you, guys. You guys hear me? You
Yes.
can hear me? Yes. So the debate topic is, does Tom know anything? The first, I attack my fellow atheists more than Christians and stuff, because the first thing that's the first difference I noticed between me and them is I would see them debating presuppositionalists and their responses were so poor. I don't think that TJump did bad in a debate with Darth Dawkins or anything, but it's just that they often think that they're winning against the presuppositionalists. Their responses are so poor, and I've since then diverted from them. So I'm an epistemological nihilist, because I define knowledge as justified true belief, and then because of Gettier cases, I add the further condition, because there's a problem with that definition because of Gettier cases. Justified true belief plus the further proposition that the further condition that there exists no true proposition, that if known by the agent, they would no longer be justified in believing X. So I don't think you can have any justified true beliefs. The extra condition doesn't even matter. I don't think you can have any justified true beliefs, because any justification is going to require an inference, and an inference is going to presuppose that your reasoning is reliable. But you can never know that your reasoning, you can never know your reasoning is reliable. You can never justify your reasoning being reliable, because you would then, when you try to do that, be relying on your reasoning, which would be begging the question. So my question for Tom tonight is, what justified true belief do you have that doesn't rely on your reasoning, and then in turn you use your reasoning to justify your reasoning being reliable? Do you know that your reasoning is reliable? Lots of people try to say, oh, well, I start with, axioms. I don't know what Tom's position is, but I start with axioms, which are just that their reasoning is reliable and laws of logic are true. But axioms by definition are arbitrary, unjustified beliefs. So it's their entire worldview rests upon arbitrary, unjustified assumptions. So, and they're just, it all collapses into the foundation is unjustified belief. So the whole worldview just collapses in on itself into absurdity. I don't so like he also every fucking word that comes out of his mouth is going to presuppose that laws of logic are true. But how does he know the laws of logic are true? I don't know. So go ahead.
All right. I think, therefore I am. I can know I exist.
Wait, that's the opening statement?
I was just, you asked a question like, what can I know? I can know I exist. I think, therefore I am. I was
But
just answering.
you're supposed to respond after we're supposed to do a crossfire after you give your opening statement of you're supposed to tell me what you know and how you know it.
Yeah, I know I exist. I think, therefore I am, because I experience it.
Wait, so you don't want to give an opening statement? Or that is your opening statement?
I guess I
You
can
have
be
an
more in
argument?
detail.
Do you have an argument?
That is an argument. I can know
What's the
something.
first
I can know
premise?
I exist.
What's the first premise?
I can know something. Premise 1, I can know something. Premise 2, I can
What's-
know I exist. Premise 3, I have an experience of existence. Therefore, I can know I exist.
Wait, you said that your first premise is I know something, and the second, well, what's the argument for the first premise?
The
What's the
following
conclusion?
premises.
Wait, what's the conclusion? Wait,
again,
what's the conclusion?
I exist. I know I exist.
Wait, that's not even a valid argument because the first premise is the first premise is.
So none of that matters. So again, my argument is I know I exist. You say.
Wait, do you have a argument?
I'm not going to waste any time on setting up premises. None at all. I don't even care.
Well,
so I know I exist.
You just did. But wait, do you understand that
I
if your conclusion is I know I exist, and the first premise
I could go through all
I know
that,
something. Do you understand that that's not even a valid argument? It's not even
invalid.
invalid.
Go through all that. It's just a waste of time.
What we might do, just to be sure we don't go off the rails too early, so we we'll give Tom a couple of minutes to explain the kind of the background on what he's saying, and then I promise we'll come right back to you, Godless Girl.
Yeah, so I'm going to waste no time on arguments on setting up a actual formal system because it's a waste of time. It's just linguistic gibberish garbage. So I'm just saying I can know I exist. I have an experience of my existence. That's all I need to know. That's something I know. I have justified true belief for that, and that's enough. I don't need anything else. I can know that.
Are you done?
Yep, that's it.
So you're saying syllogisms like?
I'm not going to waste any time on syllogisms. It's a waste of time.
That's just absurd to say. Like that's
no.
Yeah, syllogisms are a waste of time. So maybe it's just because you're not able to form them well too. That get out of doing that. Like
a syllogism.
You're on a debate. I let you finish, sir.
Right,
you're on a fucking debate show, and I asked you for an argument, and you're not going to have one that's in valid logical form.
I gave you an argument.
Excuse me, sir. I'm not finished. I let you finish.
Okay.
So I asked you for the syllogism, and your first premise was I can know things, and your conclusion was I know I exist. So that's a classical form of begging the question. It's not even a valid argument, let alone sound, because do you disagree that the conclusion is assumed in one of the premises?
No, I just half-assed that, so I took no effort in that whatsoever.
So you admit that it wasn't valid.
It probably wasn't. I took 0% effort to think about it, so it's not relevant to my argument. So my argument is I can know I exist.
No, you don't have an argument. You said you
don't.
No,
I do. You don't need to put it. You don't. Wait. I'll let you finish. So an argument, you don't have to phrase an argument from a premise conclusion format for it to be an argument. That's not required. It's just a different way to phrase an argument. So my argument is I can know I exist. I think, therefore I am. Done. I don't need to phrase it in premise conclusion format. That's not relevant.
That's not an argument. That's just a claim.
Hold on one second. We do have to let him finish.
No. The argument is I can know something. I think, therefore I am. I can know I exist. So I'm saying I can know. You said I can't know something. I say I do know something, and I do know something. Here's the evidence. I think, therefore I am. That's an argument.
You're saying that. What's the argument for that?
I just gave it to you.
What is it?
I think, therefore I can know I exist. I think, therefore I am. That's evidence.
So wait, are you making an inference?
An inference? What do you mean an inference?
Like a chain of reasoning. Is there a chain of reasoning going on, or is it just an assertion?
There's a chain of reasoning in the sentence, but the chain of reasoning isn't required for my existence.
Single sentence. Okay.
Yes.
So is it relying on your reasoning? I mean, there's going to be a bunch of things. So you're not reasoning it to be true. So how are you justifying believing it?
Because I experience it. So the reasoning
justification is an inference. In order to make an inference, you're reasoning it.
No. So the reasoning describes the fact that I experience it, but the reasoning isn't contingent on the fact
I
that
don't
I
understand
experience
what you're
it.
saying.
Okay, so like if I say this is a cup, I mean that presupposes English because I'm using the English language, like this is a cup, but none of the English language is required for the cup to exist. The cup exists regardless of the English language. So I'm not presupposing English to make the cup exist. I'm just presupposing English to describe the cup's existence. So
Well,
when I say I think,
are you talking about something that's definitionally true?
no. So
Okay,
I'm saying, so when I say I think, therefore I am, that's a description of the fact I have an experience of my existence. The argument, I think, therefore I am, presupposes
you're not
logic.
reasoning that. You're not reasoning it.
No, that's a description. That's a description of the fact I
Is
exist. Like
it a justified belief? Or is it
it's a description. It's a description of the fact I exist, and the fact I exist is justified by the fact I experience it. But again, that's all descriptive. None of that's contingent on reasoning. That's true
So
even without the reasoning.
Is it a justified belief or not?
Yes, but again, that's descriptive. So that's irrelevant to the fact it's true. It's irrelevant.
Descriptive as opposed to what? Prescriptive?
Yes. So for example, it's the fact I exist and I experience.
Nobody's mentioned
One
prescriptive.
second.
No,
How is that even
yes,
relevant?
you have. So again, remember, take the cup example. Like if I say this is a cup, the fact it's a cup and it exists is not contingent on the English. I presuppose English.
Did you just reason that?
Wait. Go back. So the fact that I use the English language to say this is a cup is irrelevant. You can just get rid of the English language. It's still going to be here. You don't need the sentence, this is a cup for this cup to exist.
Wait, how do you know meaning? How do you know
meaning
is possible?
Wait. So the same thing applies to I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am is a statement using logic, but all of that is irrelevant.
How do you know logic? How do you know logic is?
Stop interrupting. So the logic is irrelevant. You can get rid of logic, get rid of reasoning, get rid of all of that stuff. I exist is from the fact I experience it, and I'm using logic to just describe it. The logic is irrelevant. You don't need the logic for it to be true. It's true because I experience it.
You don't think that I think, therefore I am presupposes the law of non-contradiction. So you don't think it presupposes that it's impossible for what you're saying. You don't think that it presupposes that it's impossible for what you're saying to both be true and not be true at the same time.
It doesn't presuppose anything. It's just I experience.
So what you're saying could be false. You're saying you're not presupposing that it can't be both true and false at the same time. So it could be false. So
I'm not presupposing anything. I experience it. That's that simple.
Could it be false?
No, I experience it.
Okay, how do you know it can't be false?
Descriptions. That's a description, so that's irrelevant.
That's presupposing like the law of non-contradiction, and you're saying that it's not.
So remember, I already addressed this.
It's not presupposing.
I already addressed this. So
you are saying that it's not presupposing that it can't be both true. Is it presupposing that it can't be both true and false at the same time? It doesn't
presuppose anything. I already addressed that.
Okay, so then it could be false.
No, you have your head up your ass. Let me explain it to you again. So you're gonna wait. So this is a cup. That English sentence presupposes English. But the sentence doesn't matter to the cup.
Wait, it does. So it presupposes English. How do you know that meaning is possible?
We'll let Tom finish.
So it's presupposing that meaning is possible.
1 second.
Godless. Remember, so the point of the analogy is that English doesn't matter to the cup. The cup doesn't care about the English. The cup doesn't exist because of the English sentence exists. You can get rid of the English, even though I'm using it to describe the cup. The English sentence is not required for the cup to exist.
Does it mean something for the cup to exist?
Does it mean something in language? We use the words to mean something. Yes.
Whether it's with language or not,
that's how words work. Descriptions mean something.
Does it presuppose meaning?
No, that is just a description. So the cup's existence is not.
So I don't know what you're saying then. If you're not saying that it presupposes that it means anything to say the cup, then I don't even understand what you're saying. If you're not saying it presupposes.
Okay, I'll go through it again. So this
is your claim that when you say the cup exists, it doesn't presuppose anything.
The statement presupposes English. The cup's existence does not presuppose anything.
Does the cup's existence presuppose that it cannot both exist and not exist at the same time? So it could be the case. You're saying you don't know that it's impossible that the cup. It might be the case that the cup doesn't exist, but you're asserting that the cup exists.
No.
Wait, are you presupposing that it can't be true that?
I'm not presupposing anything. So if anytime you ask if I'm presupposing, the answer is no. You're
not presupposing that. Maybe the cup doesn't exist.
No, that the law of non-contradiction is a descriptive. It describes things. That's it. It doesn't. You don't presuppose it. It's just a language thing. It's like presupposing English. You don't presuppose English for the cup to exist. You just use English to describe it. So when you say the cup
exists, does that presuppose that it might both exist?
No. So the answer is always going to be: do you presuppose? The answer is no. It's always going to be no.
So you're saying you're biting the bullet on maybe the cup both exists and not exist.
No. So again, I've explained this to you multiple times.
Wait, all you've done is made an assertion that the cup exists without giving an argument for that it's impossible for it to not exist. So how does that not?
You don't need it for it to be impossible for that's the analogy of the cup is for my existence. It's impossible for my existence to not exist because I experience it.
Wait, you're
So
grounding the
that-
existence of the cup in your existence.
No. That the cup is an analogy of I think, therefore I am. Okay. So
I
remember.
don't understand the analogy. What's the common property?
Okay. So if I say
Between the cup and you, what is the common property?
the analogy is between the arguments. So you're saying I
In
don't need to
an
presuppose-
analogy, there's a common property. I'm asking you, what is
Yes.
the common property?
The common property is between the arguments, not the cup and me. The cup and me are just objects.
What do you,
They're
what is
objects. That's the similarity.
the cup is what? And when it comes to I think therefore I am, what is the common property?
It's the I. It's the existing.
So the cup is the I.
Yes.
Okay, but you're saying that you're concluding the I, so you're concluding the cup. What are you
No,
using?
these are two separate arguments. They're not in any way connected to one another. They're just analogous. There's not like the I is
Wait,
required for the cup.
There's
That's not the
if
thing.
they're analogous, then there's a common property.
Right. So I exist. The cup exists. That's the analogous part between the two
Right?
arguments.
And that doesn't presuppose that the cup doesn't both exist and not exist at the same time.
No. That's a different part of the argument. So remember, the connection here is that the
But you
English
haven't given
sentence-
an argument for that.
One
It's just all you've done is make
One
Stop-
second.
Stop
We do
interrupting.
have to.
Stop
We do have to
interrupting.
give him a chance to respond.
So
Okay.
again, Godless, the point of this is that if I say the cup exists, the sentence the cup exists does not need to exist for the cup to exist. So even though I'm presupposing English to form the sentence, I'm not presupposing English for the cup to exist. So the same thing applies to I think, therefore I am. If I form the argument I think, therefore I am, I'm presupposing logic to form the argument. But I don't need the logic for me to exist. I exist independent of the argument. The argument is just a phrasing to describe the fact I exist, just like the statement, the cup exists, is just a phrasing to describe the cup exists. The logic and the reason and stuff is irrelevant. I don't need to presuppose anything. That's just descriptive language.
Look, whether or not anybody is using the English language in stating that the cup exists, if the cup exists, then there's a proposition, whether or not it's being said by you in the English language, the proposition that the cup exists, right?
The
You agree
proposition
with
is a
that?
language. The proposition is a language just like English. It's just logic language.
You think,
Logic
Look.
is a language, yes.
so look, the cup is analogous to I or thinking?
They're the same thing. The I is the thinking in the argument.
Wait, how are you, so when you say I think, you're saying that the I is synonymous with thinking.
Yes,
So when you say I think, therefore I am, you're saying
I exist.
I, therefore I?
I exist. It means I exist.
Wait, you're saying I, therefore I?
No, I'm saying I exist. That's what it
That's
formulates down
just,
to.
wait, that you said there was a justification going on there. That's just a claim, right? If you just say I exist, that's
Yeah,
just
yes,
that's
I
just an
exist,
assertion.
and I have this experience of me existing. That's the justification.
Wait, the experience is the thoughts, right? And you're saying that
Yes.
the thoughts is the not. So is it an inference or is it just a claim?
I don't know what you mean by that. I literally experience me
Is there a
existing.
chain of reasoning going on, or is it just saying I exist?
The reasoning is just descriptive, so there's no reasoning required at all.
I
just
don't
experience it.
understand what you're saying when you say descriptive.
I
Like
have an
descriptive as opposed to
experience.
prescriptive. How is that relevant?
So the logic doesn't make it true. The logic describes the fact that it's true. So you don't need the logic for it
I
to
don't
be true. I
understand.
exist.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So you don't need
What
the logic.
logic? What logic? Like the law of non-contradiction?
All logic. All logic is just a language. You don't need the language. Language is like saying this is a cup is English. Get rid of all the language. It's still going to be true.
Look, is there an inference going on or not?
I have no idea what you mean by that.
Like a chain of reasoning.
You don't need any chain of reasoning. I literally experience.
Now you're
me
contradicting
existing.
what you said earlier because you said it is a
No.
justified belief.
Yes. So that's the language descriptive
Yes,
part.
the
that's irrelevant
justification
to
is
my
when there's an
existence.
inference.
Right. So again, that's the descriptive part that is irrelevant to my existence. I don't need to have reasoning to justify my existence. Yeah,
Look,
I exist.
you're making a claim that you exist, right? What is
Yes.
the justification for the claim that you exist?
I experience it.
You're saying I exist because I experience?
Yes.
You're saying I, therefore I. That's just like restating the claim. It's not even circular. It's just restating the claim. I, therefore I.
Yeah, the formulation of the claim is irrelevant. It's true regardless of the formulation. It's not about the
You're
argument.
saying, you're just restating the claim. You're saying I, and I'm saying, how do you know I? And you're saying I.
Yeah. Again, so the formulation, the English, the logic, the language stuff is irrelevant. It's all descriptive. It doesn't make it any less true.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So like if I say the world is round because the world is round, I mean, the fact that it's true is irrelevant.
One sec.
That's plain.
So if
I
I
think-
just say the world is round because the world is round, That's true, regardless of the argument. The
If
argument
I
doesn't
ask
make it
you, how do you know
more
the
or less
world is
true.
round? Your answer is going to be because the world is round.
No, that's an analogy again.
What's the
You're
common
trying to make an
property?
analogy. So if I say I exist because I experience my existence, like that is true, independent of whether or not it's a good argument. It doesn't make a difference if it's a good argument. It's still
You're
going to
saying
be
that
true.
you exist because there's thinking, but you're saying that the thinking is synonymous with the I, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you know that the self exists? How do you know that it's not just the case that that thoughts exist, and where do you get from there are thoughts to there is a separate thing experiencing the thoughts? Like, what is the I? Define
I
I.
don't.
Define I.
The I is the thoughts. I'm not saying there's
Right.
anything
So
more
you're
than the
saying
thoughts.
I, therefore I.
Yes, and that's
Yeah,
perfectly
that's
fine.
so you don't even have you don't even have a circular justification. You don't have any
No,
justification.
no,
You're
no.
just
Again,
saying
the
you're just
logic doesn't matter here at
thinking.
all. I experience my existence. That's enough.
I exist because I exist. That's what you're saying. You're a fucking clown. You're a
No.
fucking clown. That's ridiculous. I, therefore I.
Again, the argument
Is
doesn't
that
make a
what you're
difference
saying?
here. It's I
Is that what you're
experience my
saying?
existence.
I,
That
therefore
is.
I. Okay, do you have an argument for that? Do you have an argument?
I don't need an argument. I experience it.
Okay, so, well, yeah, but that's just an assertion. Do you have anything other than just assertions? The topic of the debate is, do you know anything?
Yes.
Can you fucking make claims like I exist? I'm asking you to justify how you know.
I can know
what
I
is the
exist.
justification for I exist? That's just an assertion.
No. So again, the fact that I experience it is how I can know I
You
exist.
already admitted it's just an assertion.
No. The argument
Do
part
you
is
have an
irrelevant.
argument?
Hold on.
The argument part is irrelevant. So again, so the fact that I exist and I know I exist because I'm experiencing this thinking thing is a justification. So now the fact it's justified is irrelevant.
Are you saying anything other than I, therefore I?
That's again irrelevant. I, therefore I is I experience. It's not like a therefore. It's just I experience. There's no I, therefore. There's no therefore. It's just I experience.
Sorry, hang on one second.
With that, do want to remind you folks, as it's been a wild one.
Okay, sorry. Wait.
So there's no therefore. There's no therefore in the argument. You can just get rid of therefore. I experience is period.
So now you're saying that there isn't an inference. Now you're just contradicting what you said earlier.
Well, I said I didn't know what you meant by inference, so I didn't.
If there's no therefore, then there's no inference, like no chain of reasoning. You're just stating
I said you don't need that. So you don't need the reasoning. There's no chain of reasoning. You don't need logic. I experience. I exist. That's it.
Yeah, that's a claim. We're supposed to be arguing over, do you have any justified true beliefs or not? And a justification is going to require an inference. So I'm not interested in you coming on here and just making an assertion, right? You're supposed to have a fucking argument and it has a fucking inference. Do you have a fucking argument or not?
So I've already destroyed you.
I have a feeling.
Destroyed you on this.
I have a feeling.
Produce a fucking argument.
All right, let's take a second, and it might be a fine time to change gears into a different area as we've gone deep on this one.
Nope, this is going to be the whole thing because I'm not going to move past this. I know I exist because I experience it, and therefore I win. That's it. That's all I need.
Gotcha. Well, we may, for example, be able to talk about your moral epistemology, Tom. Are you open to that?
Absolutely not. Nope. This is about whether I can know something, and the first thing I need to know is I exist. And I can know that, and that's sufficient. I win the debate. Whether she wants an argument doesn't make a difference if she wants an argument or not. The argument's irrelevant to the fact of the matter.
So you don't have an argument that you know.
You don't need an argument. Your inferences are irrelevant. I exist. That's enough.
How do you know you exist?
Because I experience it.
How do you know that?
Because I experience it.
How do you know that?
Because I experience it.
What's the argument for that?
Because I experience it. There's no argument.
You're reasserting the claim, sir. Sir, please stop just reasserting the claim. You're on a fucking show called Modern Day Debates. Produce a fucking argument. Stop just reasserting the claim. You're just reasserting the claim. How do you know you fucking exist?
That's good. Philosophy has never been so heated. We may switch into another component. So, for example, we had kind of gotten into a little bit on whether or not Tom can justify the laws of logic, or maybe given that Tom is...
No, I'm not moving past this. This is the one thing that is...
So if someone asks me, if a Christian is claiming God exists, and you ask them, how do you know God exists? They say God exists. So then what? Then they've given justification and they know God exists?
No.
God exists. Try to argue against me. Try to argue against me. Do it, bitch. God exists. Try to ask me why. Try to ask me why.
You don't need to. So again, direct sense experience doesn't need an argument. It's something
Look,
that literally you experience.
Just go along with it. God exists. Do you disagree?
Again, so can I know something? Yes, I know I exist.
Yeah, I know God exists.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I don't care. It's not relevant to the debate.
Look, I'm trying to show you how absurd you fucking sound, how much of a clown you look like. It's like if you came on this show with a Christian and you asked them for an argument that God exists, and they say, I don't have any arguments. I don't care about any arguments. Actually, I don't have any fucking inference or justification. If you ask me how God exists, God exists. That's how I know. How do you know God exists? God exists. Oh, I was wondering how I know God exists. Because God exists. You're a fucking clown. A fucking clown.
So again, you don't need any arguments for direct sense experience.
Yeah, you don't need. What's the argument for that? How do you know that?
It's you experience it. It's literally you experience it.
Reasserting the claim again. Reasserting the claim again.
Yeah,
so it might be like like I said, we could talk about. So Tom, as we all know, he is definitely a fan of science. That's one way of putting it. We might use this as an opportunity to examine Tom's justification for induction. We could do that. Or
how does he know the external material world exists without grasping at the external material world, which would be begging the fucking question? How do you know the external material world exists?
Fallibilism, but I'm still going to go with I think therefore I am.
That's the word. What's the argument for the external world?
No, again, that's a different topic. I'm not going.
What is the justification?
I think therefore I am. I exist.
How do you know you're not in the matrix?
I could be. What does that have to do with anything? I still exist.
Then you don't know the external material. If you're saying that you could be in the matrix,
my argument
you don't
is
know
I
the
exist.
external material world exists. Because in order to know something, you would have to know that the contrary is impossible, right? Since knowledge is justified through belief. If you said, "Oh, I know the external material world exists, but I might be in the matrix," that's the same thing as saying, "I know that the external world exists, but I might not know it." I know it. I don't. I might not know it, but I know it.
No, my argument is I exist. So if I'm in the matrix, I still exist.
That's not an argument. That's not an argument. That's just a claim.
I don't care.
You already self-admittedly, you have no argument or justification for that.
You don't need an argument if you experience it.
You don't care. You don't care.
You don't need an argument for direct experience. That's not a thing.
How do you know that?
Because you experience it. That's the answer. Quality
How do you
works
know you're
that way.
experiencing? How do you know you're experiencing?
How do I know I'm experiencing? Because I'm experiencing it.
Yeah, you're a fucking clown.
Like how could I not know I'm experiencing it?
Now
is that not
a good
just reasserting the claim?
To switch over into Tom's justification for induction. Very important in science.
No. We're going to stay on this one point because
you
this is
like
the most
this.
important point.
Okay.
No, it's
fair enough.
My justification for all the other things actually stems from this one thing, so this has to be granted first for it to go to any further anyway.
When he's using science and induction, is that not presupposing that that his memory is reliable and he wasn't just created 5 seconds ago with all false memories about the past that never really occurred? Is it not presupposing that?
No. I don't presuppose anything.
So when you presuppose science, when you talk about science, that's not presupposing that cause and effect doesn't exist and everything is every event is random.
Nope, you don't need to presuppose.
So how would you use the scientific method? If every event is random, then the scientific method would be useless.
Well, we start with I exist. That's where we start. I can know I exist.
What does that have to do with anything with the scientific method?
Well, we start with I know I exist, and then I can describe that using logic, and that's why I can create a language of logic.
You already admitted that you can't. You don't have any arguments for that. I don't know why you're trying to go back to that.
No, you don't need an argument for direct experience. So
whether or not you fucking exist, you think that the scientific method holds, right?
What?
Your argument for the scientific method is that you exist?
No, that's the first thing I know, and then I can build off that to know more things, including leading to the scientific method.
Okay, so does the scientific method presuppose that the cause and effect is the case?
No.
So how would you use the scientific method if every event was random and uncaused?
How would you do the same way?
What do you mean?
You wouldn't change it at all. If it was random and uncaused.
How would you test anything?
You'd say if it's random and uncaused, I predict this is going to be random and not.
You wouldn't be able to make any predictions.
Yes, you would. If it's random, then it's not going to be orderly.
If everything is uncaused.
Stop interrupting, Godless. If it's random, that means it's not unorderly. So you can predict it's not going to be orderly.
It's not unorderly. If it's
Not
random, random means uncaused.
random means, yeah, without not being determined.
Yeah. So how would you use the scientific, how is the scientific
if you
method?
say this is going to be random, then you can predict it's not going to be not random. You can predict it's going to be random. You can still make predictions there.
But how would you use, what would you test with the scientific method?
Again, that's irrelevant. So again, we start with I exist
Relevant
and
to
build
what?
off that. The scientific method just describes the way reality is. That's it. So it doesn't like make reality
The
non-random.
scientific method describes the world.
Yes.
Define scientific method.
The method we use to differentiate imagination from reality.
And what tests are you doing to do that?
Novel testable.
Not about like testing?
Yes, it is testing. That's one
Okay,
of the ways.
how do you test that? Like, how do you test that you're not in the matrix?
Testable prediction.
How do you test you're not in the matrix?
That's philosophy. That's
Look, there's no observation you could make in the external world that's inconsistent with you being in the matrix.
it
So
doesn't matter. It's called fallibilism. You don't need one.
look, is there any observation that's inconsistent with you being in the matrix?
You don't need one. It's called fallibilism.
So do you know you're not in the matrix?
Yes.
How?
Fallibilism.
What does that mean?
Fallibilism means you can have knowledge without absolute certainty. So you can have justification for a belief.
Wait. In order to know something, knowledge is justified true belief. In order to know something, you have to know that the contrary is impossible.
No.
Yeah, so what you're saying is it might be the case that I'm in the matrix, but I know I'm not. Knowledge is justified true belief.
Yes.
So you're saying it might not be true. I might not know it because it might not be true, right? If it's not true, you don't know it.
Yes,
saying,
it's called
I might not know it, but I know it.
So fallibilism is the position that knowledge is fallible. It means it could be wrong. Yes.
Right. So if it is wrong, if you are in the matrix, then you don't know it. So you're
Yes.
saying, I know that I'm not in the matrix, but I might not know it.
Yes.
I might not know. I might not know it, but I do know it.
It's called fallibilism. It's the
Right. So
consensus
you're
in
saying I might
philosophy.
not know it, but I do know it.
No.
In the same sentence.
So it's like saying, I'm justified in believing that my dogs are downstairs. Now, if they are downstairs, then that's a justified belief, which is also true. Now, it's possible they're not. It's possible they're outside somewhere, which means then it would be a justified false belief.
Knowledge is justified true belief.
Right. So remember, if I have a justification to believe the dogs are downstairs, that's a justified belief. And if they are downstairs, then it's also true. So it is a justified true belief. But it's also possible that they're not.
You're saying that you're not certain they're downstairs.
Right.
So they might not be downstairs.
Right.
And if they're not downstairs, then you didn't know it, right? If it was false, then you didn't know it.
Right. Then it would be a justified false
So what you're
belief.
saying is, I might not know the dogs are downstairs, but I know it. I know the dogs are downstairs, but I might not know the dogs are downstairs.
No.
You're a fucking clown!
All right.
So I'm sorry you're an idiot.
Let's relax. We can talk about the dogs being downstairs. And I think we'll be able to get to the bottom of this. I am an optimist. I think we can. So we'll return to that.
So again, fallibilism, consensus in philosophy, you don't get an opinion on it. Academics crush you. You're a small-minded person. So
are you appealing to authority right now? Are you appealing to authority right now?
No, appeals to authority are only fallacious if they're not actual authorities. Since they are actual authorities, it's not fallacious.
No, that's not true. I don't have, as your debate opponent, I don't have to accept your authority.
It's not up to you. So going back to the argument.
I'm expressing skepticism to your authority. So you're saying that you've shown that it's true when I'm expressing skepticism towards the authority by mentioning the authority.
I don't care. So I'm going to go back to explaining the argument now. So justified true belief is the criterion of knowledge. Now I can have a justified belief, like I know something has been true in the past, like induction or whatever. Therefore, I have a justified reason to believe the dogs are downstairs. Now, if they are downstairs, then it's also true. So I have a justified belief, which is also true. That makes it a justified true belief. I don't need to know it with absolute certainty. There's no part of that argument that requires
But you're
certainty.
saying that you're not certain they're downstairs.
Right.
So it might not be true that they're downstairs.
Right.
Knowledge is justified true belief. So what you're saying is you might not know that they're downstairs.
No. So again.
No. You're saying it might not be true. So it might not be. If it might not be true, then it might not be a justified true belief.
You're not following. So I'm saying it
might. You already agreed that it might not be true.
No. You're not following. So I don't know whether it's true or not with 100% certainty. But
It might not be
the
true.
fact of the matter, it is either true or false.
Right. It might not be true, you said.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know that it's true.
Wait. So go back. So either it is true or it is false in reality, regardless of what I know, right? So
Right, you don't know that it's true.
belief. So I have a belief it's true. And if in reality it is also true, even though I don't know it, then I have a justified belief and it's true. That makes it a justified true
Right.
belief.
But when you're saying that you don't know it, right? You're saying you don't know, it could be false, right? That's the same thing as saying it might not be true, which is the same thing as saying it might not be a justified true belief. When you say, yeah, when you say it might not be true, that's the same thing as saying it might not be a true belief. It might not be a justified true belief. When you say it might not be true, is not that not the same? Does that not entail that it might not be a true belief?
No. I'm saying I don't know if it's true. I don't have absolute certainty.
So you don't know. So it might be the case that it's not true.
No. Again, go back. So my knowledge is irrelevant here. I'm saying in reality, it is either true or false. One of those two things. And my knowledge is I don't know whether it's true or false right now, but I have a justification. Now, if it happens to be true in reality, whether or not I know it, then I have a justified belief, which is also true. Like if it's true in reality, you don't get knocked.
Sorry, can you repeat? Sorry, can you go back and repeat it?
Yeah. So in reality, something is either true or false. If we assume that like my dogs are downstairs is true in reality, whether or not I know it, and I have a justification for believing it's true based off of induction or whatever, then I have a justified belief, which is also true, whether or not I know it's true. So it's true regardless of whether or not I know it's true.
It might be false, correct?
No, I'm saying in reality, it's true. We're just going to assume it's true right now for the sake of the argument.
Is it impossible? Okay, do you know that?
So it's impossible to be false. So it's impossible to be false. It is true the case the dog.
Wait, it's impossible that you're in the now you're saying you know it's certainty you're not in the matrix.
No, this is just for the sake of the argument. We're saying it is the case that the dogs are downstairs. In reality, that's true, and I'm going to assume based on my inductive evidence that is the case.
Wait, you want me to grant you for the sake of argument that what you're saying is true?
No. I want you to grant for the sake of argument that something is true about reality. So it is the case the dogs are downstairs. We're going to assume
it might be the case
reality.
they're not.
No. I'm saying
it might be true that they're not downstairs.
No. I'm saying it is necessarily the case in this reality.
Wait, necessarily?
Yes, necessarily.
No, necessarily means it's true in all possible worlds. So you're saying that the dogs are downstairs in all possible worlds.
No. It's necessarily the case in this world I'm describing. The dogs are downstairs. So
what do you mean? You just don't know what necessarily means.
No, necessarily isn't only applied to modal logic. It has other contexts, so it doesn't mean
what do you mean by
worlds.
Necessarily?
So necessarily means in this world I'm describing, the dogs are downstairs.
Yeah, you're assuming that you're not in the matrix when you say that. That was just the whole point.
No. This is a world I've made up in my head. We're assuming that in this world the dogs are downstairs just because I'm defining it that way for the sake of the argument. That's it. So in this world I've made up in my head, the dogs are definitely downstairs for sure, 100% certainty. Now the person who's sitting here, I don't know that. I don't know it's the case that the dogs are downstairs. But in the universe as a whole, if we could just look at all propositions, it would be true. We just don't know it yet. And so I'm sitting here and I'm using induction to assume the dogs are downstairs. So I have a justification for that belief. And in the world, if we look at it having omniscience, we would know it was the case. Then I have a justification, a fallible justification, and it happens to be true, even though I don't have absolute certainty about that. Therefore, the belief is justified and it's true, which means it's a justified true belief.
Okay, so in this hypothetical world, do you know with certainty that the dogs are downstairs?
No,
okay,
absolutely.
So in this hypothetical world, as far as you're concerned, it might be false the dogs are downstairs.
Right, my knowledge is fallible.
Right, so it might not be true that the dogs are downstairs.
My knowledge is fallible. We know they are downstairs.
Right, so in this hypothetical world, it might not be true that the dogs are downstairs.
No. It is true they're downstairs. It's just I don't know it.
No, yeah, according to you, what you say in this hypothetical world, if asked, you say it might not be I'm justified in believing that the dogs are downstairs, but it might not be true that they're downstairs.
Yes, that's what I would say. Yes,
which is the same thing as saying I might not have a justified belief that they're downstairs.
No. Again, justification does not require.
No, I'm sorry. And it's the same thing as saying you might not have a true belief that they're downstairs.
Right.
Right. So since knowledge is defined as justified true belief, it's the same thing as saying I might not know that they're downstairs, but I know they're downstairs.
No, again, this is just fallible.
Yeah, is it not the same thing as saying I might not have a justified true belief that they're downstairs?
No, that's not
saying that I might not have a true belief that they're downstairs. Does that entail that you might not have a justified true belief that they're downstairs?
No, again, that's not how fallibilism works. So fallibilism works is I have a justification, whatever that is. And if it also happens to be true, whether or not I know it, then it's a justified true belief. Whether I know
You're
it's a
saying
justified
that
true belief is
you might
irrelevant.
not have a true belief, so you might not know it.
No. I'm saying
If it's not true that they're downstairs, then you didn't know they were downstairs.
right. So I'm saying the reality says it's true, so it's true, and I have a justification for
Reality
it.
doesn't
Therefore,
speak.
oh my God, how are you so dumb? So it is true about reality that the dogs are downstairs. I don't know this, but I have a justification for it, like which is
Right,
inductively.
but you're saying that
So if it's true about reality, that means it's true. It has to be true. Now,
but you're saying
if
your
I
belief might not be true.
no, it doesn't matter what I say. If it's true, it has to be a true belief. So that's
In
it's
your
done.
view,
That part,
you're
that criteria.
saying that it might not be
Stop
true.
interrupting. Stop interrupting. So it is true. It is necessarily going to be true in this universe.
I don't know what you
So-
said, what you mean when you say
So
necessarily.
it just means it's true. So the justified true belief, the true criterion is true. It's definitely going to be true.
Necessarily true just means true.
No. Stop trying to derail the conversation. It's true. So we know it's going to be true. And then
How do
I
we
have to
know
give a
that?
justification
What the fuck? How do you know
That's-
that?
because it's the thing I'm asserting about the analogy, moron. Holy shit. We're saying if it's true about reality that the dogs are downstairs, then it's true about reality. That's the thing we're assuming about the
But you
argument. for the
still
sake of the
wouldn't know
argument.
it for certain.
Knowing it doesn't make a difference. You don't need certainty for knowledge. So again, if it's true, we know it's true. It is true about reality. The dogs are downstairs. Now that means that the T criterion of the JTB criterion is fulfilled. It is true. And then I can also fulfill the justification criterion by saying I have an inductive reason to believe it is the case, even though it's not certain. So the justification is fulfilled. That means it's justified and it's true and it's a belief. That means it's a justified true belief.
But I don't look. You know, then we would have to. We're just skipping over Gettier cases, but I don't want to
No.
get like. Well, look, you could think that the dogs that are downstairs for the wrong reason. I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't want to derail the conversation in Gettier cases, but you could have a justification for thinking that the dogs are downstairs.
Fallibilism is
they
a
really-
solution to the Gettier problem.
You know what
That's
Gettier
the thing.
cases are?
Yes, I do know what the Gettier cases are, where you believe something for
Right.
false
So
justification.
so justified true belief alone isn't sufficient for knowledge.
In that case, only if you define knowledge in that way. So if you define knowledge as fallible, yeah, it is.
Wait, so if you were justified, so if you look at a clock that's broken and under fallibilism, if you look at a clock that's broken that just happens to be on the correct time, and you believe it's in virtue of what the clock says of what time it is, then you knew it was that time?
You have an inductive justification, yes, so it's justified.
Yeah, just a justified true belief. So like a compass pointing at a broken compass that you knew it was pointing at the right direction even though it was broken.
Only if it's true, then yes, it's justified true belief based on fallibilism.
Wait, it can't be in virtue of it being true that it's justified.
No, if you have a justification for it, even if it's a fallible justification, and it happens to be true for no particular reason, then it's a justified true belief. That's fallibilism.
Okay, so I don't want to get off track with the Gettier cases. So when under fallibilism, you're saying that your belief might not be true. So it might not be a justified true belief.
No,
So
I'm saying I don't know if it's true, but it is true
Right.
about reality.
I don't know if I know it. It might be false, but I do know it. I might not know it.
No. I'm saying it's true about reality regardless if anybody knows it. And then I have a belief which is justified.
Look,
Therefore,
we're not talking
case
about.
is,
We're looking at your epistemology.
the
So your
fallibilism has
position
nothing to
is
do with
fallibilism.
Fallibilism is just basic philosophy. It has nothing to do with my epistemology directly. It's just basic philosophy.
So you're saying that you might not know it, meaning it might not be true, but you do know it.
So think about it like a truth table kind of a thing. I have a justification. It's possible that that it's a false belief or a true belief. And so if my justification, if I have a justification that's false, then it's not knowledge. But if I have a justification that's true, and it's knowledge. Right?
See, I don't understand what I'm saying.
So like imagine it like falling rocks, like going down different paths. You have one path. I have a justification, and now possibly there's a 50% chance it's a true in the world, and there's a 50% chance it's false
There's
in
a
the world.
50% chance you know it.
I'm just saying 50% because there's two possibilities, true and false. It's not actually.
Right, but if it's false, you don't know it.
So again, go back. So if I have a justification and it's true, then I do know it necessarily by definition. If I have a justification that's false, then I don't know it necessarily by definition. But if it's true, I do know it and I have knowledge. If it's false, I don't know it and I don't have knowledge. But if it's true, I do know it and I have knowledge.
Yeah, but how do you, in order to justify that you know it, you would have to know that you know it.
No, and justification does not
You
require
don't
absolute
know that
certainty.
you know it.
You don't require absolute certainty for justification.
When I ask
Justification
you
can be
how do you know
induction.
things, your answer is I don't know.
My answer is I have justification through like induction, probabilistic induction.
Right, and how do you know that? And your answer is I don't know.
What? How do I know that induction is a justification for belief?
Look, I'm asking you. I asked you how do you know things, and you said you don't know, right?
No, I'm saying I have justified true belief.
Are you? But you're not certain of that.
I am certain of that by definition.
Do you have justified true belief that you have justified true belief?
Do I have justified true belief that I have justified true belief? Maybe. I have no idea what that even means.
Well, do you have justification that you have justified true beliefs?
I guess so. I still have no idea what that means.
You don't know what part do you not understand? Like justification is a chain of inferences, right? Like reasoning.
Like, do I have a justified true belief about how justified true beliefs work? Because justified true belief is a system of epistemology. It's not like a thing that exists in the world. You can't.
A system of epistemology. What do you mean? The reality is just everything that exists. If there exists a
Right.
system
So
of
justified,
epistemology, then that's part of reality.
No, justified true belief is like a language. It doesn't actually exist anywhere in the world.
Language is part of reality.
But language
I'm
doesn't
not talking
exist in
about
the world.
having like external objects that have mass. I'm just talking about reality, which is everything that exists. Does language exist?
No, language is a construct.
Language doesn't exist.
Yes, it's an abstract object, which means it does not exist.
Yeah. Does language exist though?
No, it's an abstract object, which means it does not exist.
Exists means everything. There's everything that is.
Right. So abstract objects don't exist. That's why they're called abstract.
They don't exist materially, or they don't exist at all.
They don't exist at all. They don't
So language isn't a thing.
No, language is an abstract object.
Yeah, but it still exists. Language, we can use language. How can we use something that doesn't exist? You're saying we can use language, we can use something that doesn't exist?
Yeah, it's called abstract objects. Google what abstract is, the distinction between abstract versus
abstract
concrete.
well, I don't accept that. Like, I'm not a fucking Platonist, but
that's not Platonism. That's basic philosophy. Like what?
What do you think a Platonist is?
A Platonist is someone who believes there are Platonic objects, which are not the same as abstract objects.
Which are abstract objects?
No, if they're abstract objects, that means they don't exist. So Platonism would be false. Platonism says they do exist.
Abstract objects doesn't mean they don't exist.
That's
abstract
Google,
objects.
Google what abstract object.
If an abstract object is, then it's part of reality.
Google what abstract object means.
We'll go into Q&A pretty quick here and want to say thanks so much, as philosophy's never been so passionate. And I have to tell you, in terms of like pure philosophy debates, which we have here and there, we usually don't as much anymore.
I just fucking Googled it, and you know what it fucking says? It says abstract and object concrete classifications that denote whether or not the object terms describes has physical reference, which is exactly what I was fucking saying, you moron.
An abstract object is an object that does not exist at any particular time or place.
Clown.
An abstract object is not an object that does not
abstract objects
exist
don't exist
at any particular time.
Language doesn't exist. TJump thinks language doesn't fucking exist. Language is not part of reality. Fucking clown.
Good job.
Google it.
So we'll probably, like I said, philosophy has never been so passionate. I don't know if we've ever had. We have philosophy debates once in a while, and we've never had one like this. So we are very excited. I haven't laughed like this. I haven't giggled like a girl, a schoolgirl, as Darth Dawkins would say. It's been a while since I've gotten to giggle like that. So let's see. Good old Darth Dawkins. We hope you're well if you're out there. We love him. So we will go into the Q&A pretty quick. Are you guys both feeling pretty good, ready to go to the Q&A, or are you
sounds good to me?
More issues to hash out?
Oh, I haven't looked at the live chat. I'll have to look at the live chat.
It's definitely active tonight, but we will jump into those questions. So thanks so much, folks. Just pulling these up, and want to say I am excited. Want to let you know, finally. Thank you so much for being patient. It's been a while. We have had occasionally people say, hey, we'd love to have it on podcast, because if we don't have YouTube Premium, then it would be great. I mean, podcast is free. We have finally done it. It is free to everyone. We only have one so far. Give me a second, okay? We're working on it. We have one podcast. It's the debate between Dillahunty and Inspiring Philosophy, Michael Jones. That is up. That was their live debate at the Atheist Experience Studio in January. That is up on, I know it's for sure on Spotify. And we're currently waiting on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts, and I think it's Stitcher. We're waiting on those 3 to approve us. Once they approve us, we'll be on those as well. And we're going to continually upload debates in the MP3 format. That way you can listen to them on your commute no matter where you're going. And that'll include this one. So, just a good way to wake yourself up on the way to work. And with that, we will jump into your questions. So thanks so much, folks. Appreciate all your support. And with that...
Can I say, I want to see, this is off topic, but I really want to see TJump debate Aaron Ra. I would be rooting for Aaron Ra. And I don't expect TJump or the audience to believe me when I say this. They're going to think I'm fucking trolling, but please, you can go watch the video. Mr. Batman, who's just like some dumbass fucking young North Christian who usually can't even follow a conversation, right? He had a short debate with Aaron Ra, and he actually came out on fucking top. He made Aaron Ra resort to saying that consciousness pre-exists everything. And then now Aaron Ra's all of a sudden a fucking pantheist and he thinks rocks are conscious. I would like to see TJump debate him on that. Like Aaron Ra would get his ass kicked.
Panpsychist, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant panpsychist, not pantheist.
Gotcha. Well, we can ask Aaron. We'll see what we get. That would definitely be a fun one. And thanks so much for your super chat from Dearest Steven, who sent a super sticker of a piece of pie. Appreciate that, Steven. And Achilles, thanks so much, who said, James, say Yamit. And is this some sort of code? If this is one of those white national type people with your Kermit the Frog things, I don't know what. Then the second word that they asked me to say is baka. I don't know. Well, okay. Let me know. Mike Billers, thanks for your super chat. Tom,
like
nice
backwards?
haircut.
Oh,
what did you lose? A bet?
Oh. Baka is ACAB backwards, is that right? ACAB backwards.
The first word was Yamit. I don't know, Tom. This is like, you guys are hip and young. I used to be cool, believe it or not. But I don't know what this new slang is. Godless girl, any idea?
I don't understand what it was said.
Team AY?
Gotcha.
Team Yummy. Team AY. Team Ask Yourself. ACAB.
Steven Steen, thanks for your comment, who said, Tom has as many wins as I have hairs on my head. Oh, zing. Okay, thanks for your question from Mike Billers. Says, wait, is this GG or Darth Dawkins?
I think Darth Dawkins, he didn't win against TJump, but I think he actually wins most of his debates.
Are you flattered to be called like Darth Dawkins' daughter, or is that offensive to you?
It's not offensive.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I want him back. I told him. I reached out to him on Discord. I said, Darth, the people want you back. No response. Very sad.
Have Darth Dawkins debate Aaron Ra.
That would be epic. And thanks for your question from Meow Meow Meow. Says, Godless girl, you have a bad attitude. Also, stop whining. Also, sit in a corner and let the grown-ups talk. Gotcha.
I don't really have a response to that. That's what I love haters though. So half my YouTube viewers are haters, so that's fine.
Gotcha. I appreciate your giggle. Thanks for your question or comment. Charles in Solo says, thanks, James. Love your show. Thank you. That means a lot. We love the positive people around here. We give extra thanks for you, the people who are like saying positive things. That's the kind of culture we just really appreciate. And I have to say, all credit. If you enjoy this show, it's because of the debaters, people like Godless Girl and Tom who come on and who are a joy to have. So all credit to them. Ryuzinski, thanks for your comments and petition to sacrifice the feed or sacrifice/feed Godless Girl to Tom Jump's chair. Very nice. He's got the chair.
Second the motion.
Second the motion. It's famous, Thomas. The Holy Spackle, thanks for your comment, said, Godless always to wax, never. Let's see. I am confused. Mike Billers, thanks for your super chat, says, petition signed. Next, Sergi. We
I didn't
deleted
get.
that
Do you
one.
understand what that meant? What does that mean?
The petition to feed you to my chair.
I don't get it.
They're not really going to feed you to the chair. But I will say, Sergi, we had one person. Sergi, I deleted your super chat. And I don't know if you know this, I also hid you too. And the reason is we have one stinking rule at this channel. I get people all the time who are new here and they're like, James, all these people are using all caps. And some of these people are calling so-and-so, all these nasty things. And I'm like, I know, we have, everybody's on a long leash here. The trick is we only have one rule, which is no hate speech. So that's why anything remotely close to hate speech, because we give everybody so much liberty on everything else, anything close to hate speech is gone. Meow Meow Meow, thanks for your question. Said, Godless Girl, are you drunk? Quit yapping. Hush.
I don't want to respond to that.
Thank you. Next, Scott Gratton says, Godless is pure screeching cringe. No. Nothing? No response?
Those are the kind of reactions I'm looking for.
Not,
They're encouraging. When they do that, they're encouraging my behavior.
I have to say, you're very well adjusted during these barbed super chats. It rolls off your back. Tioga, thanks for your comment. Said both the cup and GG aren't real. Next, the Holy Spackle, thanks for your comments.
I know her. She's obsessed with me.
The Holy Spackle or Tioga?
The Holy Spackle. She's one of the main ones that encourages my behavior.
Look out for Tioga too. But
I don't know who that is.
You will. The Holy Spackle,
You will.
The Holy Spackle, thanks for your comment, says, never go for Godless Girl. Here comes the shriek. I didn't hear a shriek per se.
Yeah, Holy Spackle's upset because you can see the video where I exposed her for being the one that falsely called CPS on Shining for Christ with false allegations. Like, what if those fucking kids, Holy Spackle, had gotten removed when they didn't need to be from the home and they got molested in foster homes, you sick fucking cunt.
All right. That might be for another night. But Ryuzinski, thanks for your question. Said, Tom, what's the make and model of your chair? V6 or V8?
V12, God.
Yeah, I mean,
TJump, there's rumors going around that you're paralyzed from the waist down and you can't get out of the chair.
Oh, that's right. I've heard about that.
You should stand up.
He does walk. I'll put up a picture soon.
I have attachable legs. They're metal. They're like AI legs. It's okay.
Speaking of what's the info circulating around the grapevine, the 411, as people used to say, I think like 20 years ago, I had mentioned to you that we were going to have a couple of debates this month that would shake the foundations of the debate world, both in religion and politics. We have one. It's so close, and I'm not for sure if it's going to happen, which is why I'm like, oh, I really hope it happens now that I've said it. We might have one this Tuesday. Keep an eye out for our social media, like Twitter, stuff like that. I'll announce it once I hear. We are waiting on one person for a tag team that, if it happens, honestly, you will all pee your pants. It will be unreal. So next up, Genius Tracks, thanks for your comment, said Godless uses reasoning to justify her nihilism. That's a contradiction at worst, hypocrisy at best.
It's not a hypocrisy. I mean, I'm not making knowledge claims when I claim that. I'm just saying I believe you can't know anything. I'm not saying that I know it, so it's not a problem.
Gotcha. You bet. And next up, Genius Tracks, thanks for your comment, we got that one. Mike Billers, thanks for your comment, said, so is the cup like, quote unquote, the spoon?
From the Matrix?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Gotcha.
There is no spoon.
I'm a huge Matrix fan, so I really appreciated that. And Sigifredo Sarabia, thanks for your comment, said, Tom can't prove he exists, so all in favor of GG.
Matt, is that the real Matt Dillahunty in the chat?
I think it might be. Nowadays, you can't, I don't know, YouTube, you can't, I think it might be. I hope you're flattered, Gigi. You've drawn a crowd.
My boyfriend called into the atheist experience posing as a theist twice, and Matt Dillahunty got hung up on him twice for because he was making him look fucking stupid.
Gosh. Okay.
I also think that
all right. Let's not talk about people while they're not
sorry.
here to defend themselves. So, let's see. Next up, if you consider Tioga's what's the word I'm looking for? If you consider her comment, she says, I am also Godless Kafir. We are one. Apparently this is before her later comments aren't as big of a fan of yours. This must have been early tonight. Sigifredo Zarabia says, no, we got that one. Dwayne Berg, thanks for your question. Said, go fund me for Tom's chair to have a 2-week vacation from Tom. Gotcha.
I agree.
For that.
Takes donations at my YouTube channel or my Patreon channel.
Gotcha. And thanks for your, let's see, super chat. Oh, this must have been before I blocked you, Sergi. Said, case in point. I am kind of confused. But seriously, it's so easy for me. If I see any sort of hate speech, boom, gone, deleted. So, something don't mess around with. Dwayne Burke, thanks for your comment. We got that one. Tioga said, this was not a good look for you, Godless Kafir. Okay. Gabrielle K, thanks for your comment. Said, she lost her mind. Let's see. You can let us know. I mean, because it is true, Godless. Tonight you have been more barbed than usual. Gabrielle K said she lost her mind. Her husband walked in and she took it out on TJump. Is this true? Did you have a bad day? Is there something, whether it be your husband or maybe a bad day with someone else or at work, whatever?
Me? No, this is just how I always act.
Gotcha.
And when I'm streaming and stuff, I'm seldom actually. I stream every day on Discord. I'm seldom actually upset. It's just the way I debate.
Gotcha. And Halsoy said, Karen, I don't have a manager. I only have myself.
Is that to me?
I think so. Do you resent being called a Karen?
He doesn't have a manager?
I'm only guessing they're referring to one of your videos in which you were scamming CVS or something like that. I showed a video how to shoplift or steal from Walgreens without shoplifting. I don't understand what that has to do with whether she's a manager or not. This is nonsense. The fuck? How is that relevant? Okay, gosh. Let's see. Halsoy, thanks for your Tioga, thanks for your comment. Said people can't hold or touch or record data for God.
Are these all to me?
I think you may have caught everyone's attention tonight.
Wait, how do you know I don't understand what it's. You can't import data for God. It's gibberish. Go to the next one. It's just gibberish. It's just fucking gibberish. What the fuck?
Gotcha. And thanks for your comment from Sigifredo Sarabia, who says, Tom's saying unicorns exist because somewhere a pink invisible unicorn is thinking, quote, I exist, unquote. Prove it wrong, Tom, on your argument's premises.
Well, if I was the pink unicorn and I was thinking I exist, then I would exist. So it only applies to if you are the one thinking, only you can know you exist. It wouldn't apply to a second thing like a god or a unicorn, a synthetic thing.
Gotcha. Next, a little fat girl, as their username is, says resorting to yelling and swearing means you already lost the debate.
I don't see how losing or winning a debate doesn't have anything to do with how much you insult or how much you scream, right? It's about the fucking arguments. And I gave an argument, and TJump self-admittedly doesn't have any arguments and doesn't even care about fucking coming to the debate with a syllogism.
Gotcha. And thank you for your comment from Tioga, who said Godless Kafir is going to be embarrassed later.
This is how I act all the time. I'm not embarrassed about any of my past behavior. Barely any.
Gotcha. And Bothel Guy says, Tom came in here to mess with Gigi. He isn't even trying and just wants to show her how silly the debate is and expose her. Well done, sir.
Expose me for what?
They said technically expose her insanity.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, you are strangely, like, unaffected by the barbed super chats. Mike Billers, thanks for your comment, said, wow, I've been missing out on all this by not joining Godless Girls Discord. I don't know if they're being sincere or sarcastic, but Peter Griffin, thanks for your comment, said, can someone, let's see, can someone ask Gigi to relax? I don't know if that's possible. Bartos Diagos, thanks for your super chat, said, why is Dr. Disrespect banned from Twitch? What do you guys think?
I don't know who that is. Do you?
Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, he's a guy. He's a streamer who wears a mullet wig and glasses. I don't know anything about his personal story, but I think he said something like edgy or something, and Twitch just bans anybody if you say anything even remotely edgy. So I'm guessing that's something like that. I have no idea.
Gotcha. And thanks for your question from Gabriel K. said, I don't know what this means. It's like giving sex toys to Hulk. Next
How come so
up.
many fucking retards in the live chat don't know how to like say things that are even meaningful? It's just like 25% of the comments have just been like gibberish. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Next, Mike Billers, thanks for your questions. For Godless Girl says, do you believe it possible for us all to be brains in a vat? Do you believe we all exist?
I believe we all exist. Even if we were brains in a vat, we would still exist. So that would be irrelevant. Whether we exist or not, it's irrelevant to whether we're fucking brains in a vat, because existence, you would still exist if you were a brain in a vat. And do I believe? What was the question? Do I believe or not? Do I believe that it's possible? Yeah, I believe it's possible.
Next, Nathan Artwork, thanks for your comment. Said, Tom, you lost because the dogs are actually downstairs.
So true.
Next, Zoraida Condi, thanks for your comment. Said, the possibility of believing in God does not proceed from humans. It's a godly sentiment. The essence of it is meaning of essence of any divine spark.
Gibberish.
Gotcha. Sergey Sarav, I don't understand how you're still sending like super chats after I banned you. Let's see. Next, Gabriel K, thanks for your super chat. Said donation for, let's see. They said donation for the people who have to deal with Godless Girl. Next up, thanks for your question or comment. SOL said the nicotine isn't doing its job very well. Is that nicotine?
Yeah, me? Yeah, I'm trying to
vape. Gotcha. Next, Mike Billers, thanks for your question. Said tomorrow on Modern Day Debate, is TJump a clown and does he know it?
Let's do it.
Next, Mike Billers says, so now the dog is, quote, the spoon, unquote. Next, Maynard Saves, thanks for your question, said, don't care if Tom exists, but what about his chair?
The chair will live on when I die.
Thank you. And Bartos Diagos said, Tom and James are brothers. Called it. Thomas, I told you we're like brothers.
I'm the older one.
No. By the way, but yes, honestly, I 100% meant what I mean. We've had so many interactions, and I've been like, wow, so glad. Tom has always been very cooperative and trustworthy. I was talking to, in fact, you won't believe this. I was talking to Standing for Truth, and he was actually saying, he's like, Tom is a very pleasant person to work with. He's very cooperative. He's a win-win type of guy. So, just want to let you know, you've got some respect.
When you say trustworthy, does that mean like he's reliable to not cancel and stuff?
No, I mean, like, he has never seemed selfish to me. He's always looking for a win-win. Like, when Like when we do things
Why
like
won't he?
travel.
Why won't he come on here with Ask Yourself? What's that about?
Oh, he will. I'm
Ask
scheduling it
Yourself
for.
said he wanted to do something. He didn't want to
We
do
tried to set that up and you wouldn't agree.
because the 2v2 on my morality is kind of tough since I'm the only one who holds it. And so Ask Yourself said he didn't want to do something separately from you since you set it up first.
Oh, well, we want to tag team you. What else? We'll talk about what else you can debate because it seemed like you were scared.
I can't do a 2v2 on my morality since I don't have a second me.
Well, what we will do is we are trying to set up basically a one-on-one between Ask Yourself and Tom. And then
Yes.
hopefully we can get a tag team between Godless Girl and Ask Yourself teaming up against Tom and none other than a mystery person who I'm recruiting. So that should be fun. And thanks Lily RO for your comment. Said Tom winning a debate while keeping his cool is satisfying. I will never yell again. /GG, one can have a debate without screaming. P.S. James is handsome. Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you. Like I said, it might be Earl the postman saying that, but I'll take it. I'll take what I can get.
Why are they so emotional about me yelling? Like, why can't they just listen to the content of what was being said rather than like getting upset that I was yelling? Like, these people need to calm down and listen to what was said rather than whining about me screaming.
Gotcha. And Mike Billers, thanks for your statement, said, TomJump, you're stuck on a deserted island for 5 years. One person is with you. Is it Darth Dawkins or Godless Girl? And how do you know that?
That's really cute.
You clown.
Darth Dawkins. I like Darth Dawkins. He's very funny. I find him very entertaining. I enjoy listening to him talk and prowl. It's quite hilarious.
Next, Brutus Lugo, thanks for your statement, said, Godless, even if he were in the Matrix, he'd still exist. His experience is what justifies his belief that he exists.
Wait, what's the justification? What I heard him say is just I exist, and then the justification was just reasserting the claim, which is I exist. I asked him what is the justification for him existing, and he said I exist.
You got it right. The justification is the experience of me existing.
How do you know you're experiencing things? How do you know there's not just experiencing and there's a self? And your answer to that
I think they're putting the cogito into Matrix form. Neat. Gabriel K, thanks for your statement, said, Tom, your philosophy is sound. Steve McBoomer will boom out on this stream soon. Gotcha. Steve's gonna hate me for saying that. I love you, Steve. Says, P.S. I get why your let's see. They said, oh, they were worried that you'd become paralyzed after this debate, from this debate. No, he's all right. He's got thick skin. Godless Girl hasn't gotten to him. Has she?
I'll give it a 50-50.
Next up, Raven Zero, thanks for your question comment. They said, let's see. They said, this girl loses her marbles really easily.
What does that mean?
Next, Ryuzinski says, favorite quote from tonight. Did someone scream? Is that a generic scream? Brutus Logo, thanks for your statement, said, Godless, you lost the debate tonight. Be happy that you can know things. Next up, thanks for your question or comment from Captain Gingy, said, who we voting for, peeps? Oh, I think they're saying, like, who do you think won? I don't know. I'm excited to see in the comments after. Next, thanks for, let's see. Brandon Ardeline said, who screened these interlocutors? Nice Darth Dawkins reference. We miss you, Darth. Brutus Logo, thanks for your, we got that one. Charles and Solo, thanks for your comment, said, help me, are, I think, quote, and I am synonymous. Oh, they said, are, I think, and I am synonymous.
That's the question.
Yes. Yes, they are synonymous.
Next, Charles, let's see, Achilles, thanks for your super chat, said Yamit and Baka are Japanese terms. Okay, good. So glad that it wasn't, like I said, sometimes...
Baka is an idiot. I know Baka is stupid. Baka is stupid. I don't know what the Yamit means.
That's good to know. I'm so glad it wasn't what I thought it might be. And thanks so much for your question. From Whizbang, more of a comment, said, Yamate. Also, I vote that anyone who loses to Tom Jump gets sacrificed to the chair. In all caps.
Yamate must be probably also a Japanese reference. Yamate.
Next, Sleet said, I'm now wondering if MDD contestants are graded on how well focused their webcams are. Godless Girl's cam is superbly focused.
What is James ranking on that? I don't know.
Mine's
It'd be a
okay.
funny one.
Next, Gabriel K. Thanks for your comment. Said, Godless, please study comedy. You're bad at it, girl.
It wasn't really attempts at humor, most of it.
Gotcha. Well, next. Tom's Chair says, and I'm for real, there is a profile called Tom's Chair, says, thanks for the, quote, conversation, unquote. The picture even looks like your chair. Next, the Holy Spackle, thanks for your statements that Gigi is a liar and a doxer. Also, Shani apologized.
Yeah, you could just go watch the video where she's fucking, I pile evidence upon evidence that she called false CPS with false allegations on Shiny for Christ.
Next, thank you very much. Kevin Guilfowl for your statement said, Gigi, it might help next debate if you don't speak in caps lock.
I don't know how the fuck you could talk and text. What does that mean? I'm speaking auditorily. I'm not typing anything. A fucking moron.
Yeah. Man,
Yep.
yeah, Kevin.
Oh,
all right, next. Just,
what a retard.
I'm kidding. It was.
Send another super chat. Kevin, send another super chat with a response to that, moron.
He meant like you were screaming. Okay, never. Hey, Lily Rowe, thanks for your super chat. Question said, Gigi, do you know if your boyfriend is real?
No, I don't know anything.
Gotcha. And Ash Kiddit says, I think, therefore I am.
So true.
How the fuck do they know that?
Harley Quinn, thanks for your question, said, how can someone so beautiful be so sad?
What's sad? I don't know what they mean
I
by
didn't know
sad.
Tom is sad.
I think they're talking about James. They're definitely.
No, they're talking about Tom, but thank you, Tom. I mean, hey, I'll take what I can get. Next, Dave Gar, thanks for your statement, said, Tom, just show us the butt print of your chair to prove your existence. Everything that exists can leave a butt print. It's the butt print principle.
I cannot do that for unspecified reasons.
Next, thank you, Mike Billers asks, if we're all brains in a vats, do we share a reality?
Reality is everything that exists. What does that even fucking mean? Do we share it? Anybody who exists shares everything that exists. Fucking retard.
How do you know that?
It wasn't a knowledge claim.
Gotcha. And thanks so much for your question. From Jay Forte said, Tom, do you ever get tired of destroying Godless Girl?
Nope, it is invigorating every time.
Next, thanks so much for your question. From we got that. Sleet says, Godless Girl, if you were debating G-Man, what would be the topic?
I adore G-Man. I would never debate G-Man. I love G-Man.
Gotcha.
I go out. I fucking defend creationism to G-Man's audience and win.
Gotcha. But what about, let's see. If you had to, what would you debate him on?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably debate him on not some like philosophy or religious issue. It would probably be like about like what does he think of a certain person in the community? Like why does he think that they're good when I think they're a piece of shit or something?
Next. Thanks so much. Let me move over here. Oh,
I don't understand what G-Man's problem with Brett Keane is. I love Brett Keane.
I thought they were buddies.
Yeah, well, Brett Keane has a falling out with everyone except me.
Next up, thank you for your question. From Eshkadit says, absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence. Therefore, the unicorns do exist and the Matrix does as well. Hee hee.
I do not disagree.
Exactly who that's for. Gotcha. And next up, thank you for your question. From Nephilim Free in the house.
Is it the real one?
It
It's a
is
real
the Nephilim Free. The one who, as I mentioned, G-Man and Nephilim Free have been debating on YouTube since like 2008. They basically invented YouTube together. They used to debate in person with people, but they were like, we need to do this with more people around the world. Let's invent YouTube. But Nephilim Free asks, does Matt Dillahunty have a more desire than RN Raw to debate me?
Oh my god, Neff, I fucking Neff, come on my Discord server. I love you. Fucking when Neff debated Aaron Raw, all Aaron Raw could do was scream and not respond to anything he was saying.
Gotcha. And then Neff asked, would he take my challenge to debate? And let's see, after so many people have encouraged him to do it, I don't know. We can ask him. Let's see. Thank you. Let me just reload really quick. Thank you so much for your questions, folks, and your comments. Most of them comments, but Josh says, dumb as a box of bricks. I don't know if they're referring to all three of us or one of us or two of us. I don't know. But
what does it mean for a fucking box of bricks to be dumb? What does that even mean? It's just gibberish again.
Yeah, Josh. Okay, next, John Nathan. Thank you for your question. Said, Tom, are you a solipsist? What else do you know?
Well, I can know I exist, and then I can use logic and math to describe that. Like, I think, therefore I am. Reality is reality, so that gives me logic. And then I can say there's only one reality, which gives me one, which is the basis of math. And then from there, I can go, there's some difference between my imagination and my experience. So I need some methodology to differentiate between the two. And then through lots of arguments, I can get science through as that methodology. And so using that, I can justify essentially all knowledge up till scientific knowledge up till we are today. We know all of it.
Gotcha. And next up, thanks so much for your question. This one is coming from none other than John Nathan. Oh no, we read that one, sorry. Matthew Steele says, Gigi, your lack of filter is refreshing. Could we have a discussion about epistemology? It would be fun.
Sure. Do you guys ever do after shows?
We don't do it on this channel. We are willing to link them if other channels on either side.
We can go into your server if you want, TJump.
What? Do after show for what?
Just if anybody wants to come in and talk to us if you want.
Sounds pretty
I
epic.
have to go, but
okay.
Maybe next time.
Next, want to say thanks so much. Appreciate your... But yes, Matthew Steele, by the way, has also been in the debate world on YouTube for a long time. Like, old schooler. He's been at it a long time, a lot of experience. Gabriel K, thanks for your question, said, Tom, walk the path of philosophy, boomers, pick up the crumbs. Love you, Tom. I was reluctant of you because I had been in a cult.
Thanks for the comment. Yes.
Next, thank you. And Kevin Gilfow, thanks for your question, said, Gigi, since you asked at a decibel level that won't blow out my ears, you don't need to yell to get your point across. James, my last name pronounced Foo. Sorry, Kevin. Gilfoo.
Why are they so upset that I was yelling? Calm down.
I don't know. But next up, thanks for your question, said from Kevin Gilfoo. Got it right this time. Said, but ultimately, you were trying to get TJump to prove or disprove hard solipsism. You asked him to do what academics can't even do. You are ridiculous and entertaining and loud. Thanks for all of it. Amazing.
Well,
Amazing.
he disagrees that he can't do that. So he disagrees with the academics that person is saying, which I don't think that it's true that academics say they can't prove. I think there are like more that says he can. So whatever.
I don't know. That's interesting. And thank you for your question from Ryuzinski. Says, Godless can accurately sum up Tom's arguments. Can Godless accurately sum up Tom's arguments satisfactorily to him? Also, thanks to all of you for coming on. Also, fun fact, Neff's arguments are bad. Neff. So sorry, Neff, but I have to read it. Okay, next. So they asked Godless, can you recite Tom's argument? Can you steelman his argument for him?
He said he doesn't have an argument.
Well, let's say whatever the way in which he was trying to persuade tonight.
He doesn't care about syllogisms and he doesn't have one. He said he admitted he wasn't even making a fucking inference.
So that's a no, I'm guessing.
Gotcha. It doesn't sound like she's interested. Next.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll sum it up. I, therefore I.
Next. GMD Apologetics 101. Glad to see you, John. Said, what does GG think of warranted true belief?
What's the difference between warranted and just? It doesn't that just mean justified true belief?
It's modified epistemology. Alvin Plantinga is modified epistemology, where he says warrant is a separate kind of justification. It's not the same. Most philosophers say they're the same thing, but he says they're different.
Oh, I don't know what the difference is.
Gotcha. JMD Apologetics 101, maybe Godless Girl would be up for debating. I'm like, I don't know. But Captain Gingy says, I meant the general election. Who are we voting for? Like electoral politics as in president, because one is the correct answer. Oh, snap. Are you guys willing to disclose who you're going to vote for?
I am going to vote for myself. Write my own name in. That is the correct answer.
Good for you. Godless Girl, are you doing the same?
For this debate?
No, presidential debate.
I don't follow. I don't care about politics. I don't even know. Trump is running. We're talking about the president, but I don't even know who his opponent is. I don't give a shit.
Well then. Next, Josh, thank you for your statements. That the smirk on Tom says he knows who I'm talking about.
I plead the fifth.
Next, thank you so much for your question from Sigifredo Sarabia. Good to see ya in the house. Says, what do you call someone who doesn't fart in public? A private tutor or a nosy pepper? Jalapeno business.
Yes, that was funny. I agree.
Next, thank you, Sigifredo. And there's always time for a fart joke. Next, Lily R.O. says, Gigi said she doesn't know anything. I agree. Next, Mike Pillars, thanks for your super chat, says, bunch of betas. Appreciate that. Next, Gabriel K, thank you. Oh my gosh, I just got an idea. I'll tell you guys later. Gabriel K, thanks for your statement. Says Tom's neck jerks mean more than Gigi's comedy.
Neck jerks?
Yeah, like when he does this.
Head tilting, the strange
The hair fuck. Next.
expression.
Oh, I think that was it for what we have. We are a little over time, so I suppose we can with that just want to say thank you so much. Philip says Brett Keane 2020. Well, that might happen. Who knows? Thank you very much. We appreciate you folks. I honestly hate saying goodbye. I really do just enjoy hanging out both with the speakers and also with all the peeps out there. Want to say thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. This has been a true blast. Both of the speakers I've linked in the description. The links are there right now, waiting for you. What are you waiting for? If you want to hear more, you can at those links. So, want to say one last thanks to Godless Girl and Tom. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And with that, want to say thanks so much, everybody. That was quite the... If someone says that you can't be excited about philosophy, you know where to point them, and that's this video. So, want to say thanks so much. This is honestly... Appreciate you, folks. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be live with a tag team debate on evolution with you-know-who in the bottom right corner of your screen. So thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great night. Keep sifting out the reasonable from the unreasonable. Take care, folks.
This episode of the TJump podcast is brought to you by you. If you value this content, please consider supporting the channel.